If you feel stuck in life, you are not broken. You're simply running outdated mental code. Today, I'm going to share with you how to rewire your mind and upgrade your life, and we're going all in on the subconscious mind. I love the quote by Dr. Bruce Lipton, and Bruce says, your life is a printout of your subconscious programming. So here's what I'm going to break down for you. Number one, what is the subconscious mind? How did it get programmed? And that's what I want you to understand. Your mind is reprogrammable. I'm going to teach you how so you can rewire your mind and upgrade your life. So let's start at square one. What is your subconscious mind? And more importantly, how did it get programmed to begin with? Now, when I talk about the mind and the operating system, I always talk about two parts. One, this is your conscious mind. It is 5% of the picture. And today we're going all in on 95% because here's what I want you to think about. Your subconscious mind is your operating system. It is your beliefs and your memories and your emotions and your identity, how you see yourself. And it's your subconscious mind which drives your behaviors and creates your results. As Dr. Bruce Lipton said, your life is a printout of your subconscious programming. So that's what we're gonna go all in on. All right, so here's what I want you to understand. This is what we're talking about today, 5%. So this is your goals, your wishes, your dreams, your desires is only 5% of the picture. So goals, wishes, dreams. Now, perhaps you've heard this statistic before. 92% of people who set New Year's resolutions fail, meaning there's a disconnect between your goals, wishes, and desires and the subconscious programming. So for example, maybe you've experienced this. You want to lose weight, awesome, 5%, you have a clear goal, but you can't get yourself to do it, you procrastinate, you don't feel motivated, or you do for a week and then you fall short. It's because 95% is driving the show. And what happens is when there's a disconnect, and so this is what I really want you to understand, anywhere in life in which you feel stuck, you're not making progress, you're trying really, really hard, you're struggling and efforting and hustling and grinding. Anytime you're working hard, it's because your 5% is in a misalignment with 95% of your subconscious mind. That's it. It's creating internal resistance. And until you upgrade the operating system, which is what you will learn how to do today, you can't create the change you want in your life, or you're gonna struggle and effort and burn out, and it's going to take you a really long time to do. So today I'm going to teach you how to get into the operating system, rewire it so that you can upgrade your life and have the health, the finances, the lover, the success, and whatever it is you desire. So this is our starting point. Understanding 5% are your goals, wishes, and desires, but 95%, this is the operating system. And these are your habits, your emotions, your memories, your beliefs, and the big piece here, I'm gonna capitalize, identity. Your identity is running the show. And that's why if you try to do things surface level, focus on motivation, quick fixes, you're never going to get there because you're not getting into the operating system. Here's an easy, great metaphor to understand the idea of your subconscious mind. I want you to think about your smartphone for just a moment. There's nothing inherently wrong with a new smartphone, but it's only as good as the apps installed. So same thing for you in your life. Nothing inherently wrong with you. In fact, you are inherently abundant and worthy, but it's our subconscious mind and programming that I'm gonna get into right now that creates all of the fear, lack, and limitation running the show, keeping you stuck. So how did your subconscious mind get formed? This happened in your primitive years. We're talking birth up until age 7. I want you to think about it like this. You are primarily in theta brainwave state. So I'm gonna pop a picture up on the screen here so you understand the brainwave states. And I'm really emphasizing today theta because this is how it's got programmed to begin with, and theta brainwave state is how you have the power to get in there and reprogram it so you have the life that you want. But up until age 7, you're primarily in theta brainwave state. And theta means that you're like in a hypnosis state. You are a sponge. You take in everything as fact. So for example, if you grew up around money was hard to come by, there was a struggle in your parents' relationship with money or love or their health, and they yo-yo dieted, that's what you learned at a very young age. That's what was imprinted on your subconscious at a young age, because your analytical, logical mind is not yet formed. And that's what this line is. This is your analytical mind. So because that's not even formed yet, it's formed after 7, up until about the age 12. Again, remember, you are a sponge. You've taken everything as fact. You don't question anything. So that's what I want you to understand. Primarily, you were programmed up until age 7. And then after that, you've had experiences and circumstances that created more beliefs, either imprinting this further or creating different ones. And again, your life is a printout of your subconscious mind. So you don't have to go digging, just look at your current results. So here's what I want you to know. Let's start at the top so you understand all of the moving pieces and the dominoes that are programming your subconscious on a daily basis. And then we're going to get into how do you rewire it. Each day you have somewhere between 60 to 70,000 thoughts. So let's start there. You have 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. And in reality creation, thoughts are the first domino. So you have 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. 80% of your daily thoughts tend to be negative, disempowering, thinking about the past, anxious about the future. So 80% of your daily thoughts are negative until you start becoming mindful and intentional and more self-aware. And here's another kicker. 95% of your daily thoughts are on repeat from yesterday. So now you can see that if you don't change your thinking, if you don't start becoming aware of what's going on, because your input equals your output, what's going on inside is creating your external. If you don't become aware of that, nothing in your life will change. That's why the first step to creating change, and exactly what I coach my clients through, is awareness. If you want to fast track where you are and learn how to rewire your mind and upgrade your life on a faster pace, this is exactly what I coach my clients through. I will include a link below so you can apply, and you can also visit my website, heatherhakes.com, for more. So understanding this and how the subconscious is formed, if you don't change the way you think, nothing in your life will change, because your thoughts are repetitive. So for example, you could pick up today, put it on tomorrow, put it on 6 months from now, and nothing in your life is really going to change until now, because you are learning new information. Now, I do want to highlight this with neon signs that I say often, because I'm going to debunk a popular myth in personal development. Knowledge is power. No, it's not. Applied knowledge is power. Application is power. So what you are learning and I'm teaching you today, I want you to implement and apply to your life, because that's how you create change. So remember, we have to understand your subconscious mind was formed up until about age 7, and based on other things that have happened in your life, in a theta brainwave state. So we'll get into that next. But this is really what's driving it, and you have to understand these daily practices, your thoughts, and 80% are negative, which is just continuing and fertilizing the belief system, keeping you stuck where you're at. So now you understand how you got programmed. I want to teach you how to rewire it so you start getting the results you want in your bank account, in your health, your relationships, and so much more. So let's talk about that theta brainwave state that I touched on. Remember, theta brainwave state is self-hypnosis. You're in this hypnotic state. Now, you are naturally in theta brainwave state 2 times every single day. First thing in the morning when you're just waking up and in that groggy state, you are in theta brainwave state, and this is a prime opportunity to do meditation, intentional practices, mental rehearsal, so that you are intentionally, with your conscious mind, impressing on your subconscious mind what you want to express in reality. That was really potent. Let me say it again. When you are in theta brainwave state, You now get to use your conscious mind, your goals, wishes, desires, what you do want. In theta brainwave state, in this self-hypnosis, through meditation and mental rehearsal, you now get to impress through repetition, through thoughts and emotions. You are impressing on your subconscious mind what you want to express in reality. That is how rewiring your mind works. So the theta brainwave state is everything. You're also naturally in theta brainwave state right before bed. So you're kind of in that drowsy state before you fall asleep and drift off, then you move into delta. But this theta is that prime opportunity. So let me share with you how I do this, how I learned to do this through repetition and consistency. So I'm impressing what I want to express in my life. So remember, I talked about morning and evening practices, and this is what I do. Now I think about these as building my mindset muscle. I'm doing the mental reps because when you truly understand the power of these practices, if you're not intentionally impressing what you want to experience in your life, you're always going to default back to that old programming because that's what's in there. So if you're not intentionally programming, you're defaulting to what's already there. So in the morning, first thing every morning, I intentionally do a meditation. So I am choosing what thoughts and emotions I want to be thinking and feeling. This is creating brain and heart coherence, which means I'm connecting my conscious mind and subconscious. So let's explain this. Through meditation, I am now, rather than them working separate from each other, they are working together because I'm intentionally impressing what I want. So through meditation practices and spending time while I'm in theta brainwave state, I get to impress on my subconscious what I want to express. Now again at night before bed, this is my practice. I have a mind movie. So I want you to think about vision boards are great. There's somewhere to start, but vision boards are only your conscious mind. They're only 5%. Same with affirmations. So on their own, they don't work. You have to involve the subconscious mind. And the subconscious is activated through emotions. Emotions is the language of your subconscious mind. So when I'm laying in bed, before I fall asleep, I've created my mind movie, which again is like my vision board, but on steroids. And I've created transitions and I have music flowing to it. But while I'm watching it, so my conscious mind, while I'm watching it, I'm deeply feeling the emotions of already having it. So we're gonna get into more of quantum physics, how you activate the subconscious to get the success, wealth, health that you want. But you have to understand the language, and the language of the subconscious is your emotions. So when I'm laying in bed and I'm watching my mind movie and I'm thinking and feeling in tandem, but I'm really feeling those emotional states because that's what I'm impressing on my subconscious. So for example, let's say you want more money. Well, let's think about how would you feel if you had the desired dollars in your bank account. You would feel grateful, you would feel abundant, you would feel free, empowered, whatever else you would feel. You need to feel those now. Manifestation is a resonance game because you emit a frequency. So think about this. You are a tuning fork. Your thoughts and emotions, your conscious and subconscious together emit your electromagnetic field, which connects to the quantum where all potentials already exist. And you being a tuning fork, think about it like this, your radio signal. You are emitting a certain frequency and signal based on your thoughts and emotions. What you put out, you get back. Here's what trips most people up. These aren't congruent. These are incoherent. So you might want financial freedom, but you're feeling broke. You're feeling poor. You're dwelling on the past. You're stressed and worried. That is a very incoherent, weak signal, meaning you're sending out static. That's why you stay stuck and nothing in your life is changing. So I'm talking about money right now, but we could fill in the blank with any condition. If you really want a loving partnership, so you want something, first of all, that's a trip up. You can't want it, you already have to have it. But if you want something and feel unworthy, you want a lover, but you feel not enough. You want someone, but you have a negative, disempowering story that men and women are evil, or there's no good ones out there, or whatever. So anytime you are stuck in life, in any area, 100% of the time, it's because you're incoherent. You have incongruence. You want something, but you have disempowering thoughts going against it, creating internal resistance. Let me slow down. Now, I study this and I practice this, and I've been doing this for years. So first of all, if you have any questions, please drop them in the comments so I can further explain all this. But I want to keep this as simple as possible. You just have to understand, anytime you're stuck and you're trying really hard, but you're not getting what you want, you just have incoherence. These aren't in alignment. And when you really understand this, how to start thinking and feeling in alignment, and you are maintaining and sustaining the elevated emotions of already having, your subconscious mind is taking that in as fact. You have created so much. Let me add some words for you, because this is really key. The subconscious mind is about emotions, but think about this. When you have certainty and you have conviction, your belief system is now in alignment with your conscious desires, because you have such strong mental states, certainty and conviction, which is going to fertilize those aligned emotional states. And this is the alignment. And I am telling you, when you are in alignment and when you can maintain and sustain thinking and feeling together through repetition and consistency, hitting the theta brainwave state, morning and evening, you become unstoppable. This is how you not only activate your subconscious mind, but this is how you rewire it, you reprogram it. Because if you don't intentionally spend time each day rewiring your subconscious to get what you want, you can only and always default back to what was impressed into you at a young age. And that's what BS is all about, belief systems. So for example, people talk about generational trauma, but we could talk about this when it comes to finances. For example, I have a GMA who's 86 years old, who comes from the Great Depression era. So my GMA, although I know she has a lot of money in the bank, she has a very broke mentality, which she impressed onto her 3 daughters, my mom. She impressed through her thinking and feeling coming from the Great Depression, where there was so much lack and not enough, impressed that on her children unknowingly. And so their subconscious mind was formed not enough. And I can see that in my 2 aunts. They have a very broke mentality. However, my mom is the one that wanted to break that curse, break that pattern. So she started in personal development in her 20s, which thank heavens, I had a mom that was becoming aware of this so that she could break the pattern and I wouldn't have to live into that same mentality. That's what I want you to understand, how powerful your subconscious is. So I want to bring this full circle. Step number 1, awareness is everything. In order to become aware, remember, your life is a current printout of your subconscious mind. It's just an echo of your past thinking and being. When you intentionally create space and time each day, and you tap into theta brainwave state, which is self-hypnosis, you can now, through repetition and consistency, impress through your conscious mind onto the subconscious what you want to express in reality. This is how you can quantum leap in your health, your finances, relationships, business, and so much more. And anybody else who has done this, this is what they were putting into play. If you have any questions, let me know. But I'm telling you, when you rewire your subconscious, now you have the power to activate it for the success, wealth, health, love, and anything else you desire. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you're the first to know when new videos drop. And give me a thumbs up. I'll catch you on the next one.